Welcome to today's episode. We are diving into a crucial topic insurance for the gig economy and emerging work models. Joining me today is Mrs. Amrita, an industry expert on insurance and emerging work trends. Welcome, Mrs. Amrita.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Let's get started. To kick things off, can you explain what the gig economy is and how it is reshaping the workforce?
Absolutely. The gig economy refers to a labor market dominated by short term, flexible jobs, often facilitated by digital platforms. It's changing the way we think about employment. More people are working as freelancers, contractors, or part timers rather than traditional full time employees.
That's an interesting shift. How does insurance fit into this new way of working?
In traditional employment, insurance is usually provided by the employer, but gig workers don't always have that luxury. Many are left to find their own insurance, which can be tricky and expensive. This gap has led to a growing need for insurance solutions that cater specifically to the gig economy.
That makes sense. What types of insurance should gig workers consider and why are they important? Can you please explain?
Gig workers should look into health insurance, liability coverage, and even disability insurance. Health insurance is critical because gig workers often don't have employer sponsored plans. Liability coverage is essential, especially for those offering services directly to consumers. Disability insurance is important in case an injury or illness affects their ability to work.
It sounds like there are some real gaps in coverage. How are insurance companies responding to these needs?
Insurance companies are starting to offer more flexible and customizable policies for gig workers. Some insurers are even creating short term policies that allow gig workers to pay for coverage only when they are working, making it more affordable.
That's a great innovation. But are there any specific challenges that gig workers face when they're trying to get insurance?
Yes, the main challenge is affordability. Many gig workers have irregular incomes, which makes it harder to commit to monthly premiums. Additionally, the lack of a clear employer employee relationship often makes it difficult for them to access traditional insurance options.
Okay, and how do emerging work models like remote or hybrid work fit into this discussion?
With remote work becoming more common, workers are still technically independent contractors, so they need to consider the same insurance options as gig workers. Hybrid models blur the lines even more, and workers may find themselves needing to navigate both personal and professional coverage.
That's well explained. So, what's the takeaway for gig workers and companies that hire them?
Gig workers need to take the initiative to secure the right insurance, even if it means shopping around for policies that cater to their specific needs. Companies, on the other hand, can support by offering benefits like access to group insurance or providing resources to help workers understand their options.
Great advice. Thanks so much for sharing your insights today, Mrs. Amrita.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
That's it for today's episode. Listeners, stay tuned for more discussions on the evolving landscape of work and how we can better protect those who power it. See you next time.